Mr. Grace, the court was informed that you were acting inappropriately, using foul language when you met with Mr. Pratt. This court will not accept that. Do you understand that?
And here we go.
I am ready. I just wanted to give you a heads up. I had to move Brian into a separate room because he's extremely aggressive this morning and dropping F-bombs. So just so you're aware.
I've got him in my waiting room.
Yep, because I put him there because he popped out of the.
Yeah, I saw he popped out. Okay, I'll bring him in.
Court is now in session, bottom of page 1, Amy Sobieski versus Brian Grace.
For the record, this matter is before the court on the plaintiff's motion to compel answers to interrogatories, as well as plaintiff's motion to modify child support and plaintiff's objection to a friend of court child support recommendation. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom. President Attorney John Danielski, representing the plaintiff's mother, Amy Sobieski. Ms. Sobieski is present. In addition, defendant father Brian Grace is also present. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Mr. Grace, the court was informed that you were acting inappropriately, using foul language when you met with Mr. Pratt. This court will not accept that. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And if you cannot participate as an adult in a rational fashion, we'll give you the opportunity to be heard. If you cannot, then we're going to mute you. Do you understand that? That will not be tolerated. You should not tolerate.
It's just it's hard not to be emotional when we'll talk about it. I'm sorry. I apologize.
And if you cannot control yourself, then hire an attorney to talk on your behalf, Mr. Grace.
I have no money to hire an attorney. I have to give it all to her.
You're not giving it to her. You're supporting your children, Mr. Grace.
100%, sir. But I mean, if I
may,
can
stop right there. You can stop right there, Mr. Grace. All right. The parties have conferred with Mr. Pratt this morning. The recommendation of Mr. Pratt is that modified child support enter commencing January 1st, 2024. Mr. Grace shall pay child support in the amount of $1,103 per month. Uninsured medical expenses shall be shared as follows: 10% by plaintiff mother, 90% by defendant father. It's based upon dad having 75 overnights. That's a recommendation. It's a pretty significant increase from the current support order of almost double the current support order. All right, Mr. Danielski, is this recommendation good with your client this morning?
Your Honor, my position on this, and keep in mind, the last child support order was quite a long time ago. I think it was quite a number of years ago. My position was, as I mentioned to Ms. LaPrade, if Mr. Grace wasn't going to object, I'm not going to object. At the end of the day, sure, I can live with it, Your Honor, but I'd like to make some comments because I think this is actually a very favorable recommendation to Mr. Grace. Mr. Grace had a previous employer. We have two girls here, by the way, Your Honor. They're with mom. Dad gets 52 overnights a year. Ms. LaPrade put him at 75 overnights a year. So she gave him 23 more overnights than he gets. He has every other weekend from Friday to Sunday. So that's one advantage on the rec for Mr. Grace. The second is he had a previous employer last year that I attached the personnel records where he walked off the job in insubordination at work, was basically doing at work what he was doing here today. If we continued with the income that he had at that previous employer, Ms. LaPrade could have put him at $96,886 per year. That's the income he was making there. In the child support formula 2.01G says when a parent is voluntarily unemployed, the court should impute income. And that's what occurred here. He walked off the job, gotten in an argument with his supervisor, and Ms. LaPrade could have put him at approximately $97,000 a year, but she didn't. She put him at 48, and we'll live with it, Your Honor. But so that's another advantage to Mr. Grace. He's got started a new job recently, January 29th of this year, and Ms. LaPrade looked at his income, prorated it for the year, and has put him at approximately $48,000 a year, which is what he has made so far this year. So it's a big benefit to him what has occurred here. And then regarding my client, there's 2 girls. She also has a 2-year-old boy. She's a stay-at-home mom. Both girls have ADHD, anxiety, and some high maintenance things that require her to be there, along with the 2-year-old that she has. And the court can't impute income to her because if it did, the court would have to impute childcare, which would further increase Mr. Grace's support. That's 2.106G3. So overall, this is a very favorable recommendation. In my calculations, our support could be as high as $1,800 a month, Your Honor. So we'll live with it, Your Honor.
Right. Mr. Danielski, what about the motion to compel answers interrogatories?
I did get those. I believe they came in on Saturday. I saw them for the first time yesterday. And I did send those over to Mr. Prod, which had his current income. So I'm just missing that.
Okay, so that request has been addressed, correct? The only issue this morning is child support?
Yeah, yes, I'm dismissing the motion to compel. I believe that's
All
what
right.
Your Honor.
Yes, yep, that's all right. All right, Mr. Grace, the interrogatories have been answered, so the only issue is the child support. Mother's motion modified child support. It appears that the last order was entered, not sure what year, but some time ago. So
I think it was
you understand the
2018 year, but I think 2018, but I'm not sure, Your Honor. I know it's been a while.
right, to Mr. Grace, do you understand the recommendation this morning?
I do.
Okay, your response.
Your Honor, all right. At FTech, I worked there for about 2 years. A lot of that income, sir, it was all overtime. I worked anywhere from 70 to 90 hours. I worked Saturdays and Sundays. They were mandatory. It was a union shop, and so it took me away from my children. I wasn't able to see them on the weekends. So I've had problems with the supervisor there for a very long time. I did everything I could, and finally he snapped and I snapped, and I walked out. I did clock out as he's leaving. We are a union shop. They did try to bring me back. We exchanged messages and stuff like that. After that, I did find a job. But I did file for a motion for child support because I lost my job and I was worried about getting way behind. So I filed the motion to get it lowered and it was denied. So it stayed the same. So they filed for this. So here we are for this. But after then I got a job and I started making payments. I did everything I could to show up at court and stuff like that. So I didn't get behind. I see my kids every other weekend. I drive to Ohio, 1.5 hours to pick them up. I meet the mother. I do things with my children. I understand the $1,000 is for the children. I get that, but it's to support the children. But if I can't support myself, how am I to support my children? I barely make $2,600 take home after I pay Amy and the courts and everything else. And now on top of it, I'm gonna $1,100. My rent is $1,000. Like I just don't understand how, and that's why I got so upset. And I do apologize. But everything that's came out of her lawyer's mouth is to belittle me and make me look like I'm not a good father, and I am. She's an RN or an LPN, Your Honor, and she has not worked in 4 years, 3 years. I understand that she has another child, but that child is not my responsibility whatsoever. I take care of my 2 children, and I struggle doing it, but I do it. She's taken my kids from me to where I can't talk to them, so I had to file a motion. I filed the motion. I'm doing everything as a father. And it just keeps taking and taking and taking. She has a husband that she can rely on. I have nobody. I have me. And it's frustrating. So yes, I did get a little, my mouth gets the best of me sometimes, but I'm trying. And it went from $650. I'm paying $722 plus I pay $135. I have my kids on my insurance. So on top of that, it's going up almost double. And I barely make it as it is. So, I mean, I don't know what to do. I mean, obviously this is probably going to happen. I'm going to have to pay double, but I don't understand. Like, how am I supposed to support myself? You said that it's to support my children, but at the same time, I can't support them if they don't have a place to live when they come see me. I'm working now. I make $21 an hour. I work 48 hours a week, barely work any overtime. I drive an hour from my home. I drive 2 hours to go get my kids every other weekend. I didn't fight her on living in Ohio. I didn't fight her on none of that. But here I am. She's fighting me on everything. everything from a woman that is wanting to support her kids but doesn't have a job. She's relying on her husband and my child support. I just, it makes zero sense. I have no problem paying the $722 plus $135. That's what I feel that I should pay. And when my kids come, sir, we don't just sit at home. We go out to eat. We do things. We do activities. I buy them stuff. We have fun. Like, and I'm not going to be able to do none of that. That's all, sir. That's all.
All right, Mr. Grace, there's no questions, of course, of mine. You're a good father. You're here today. You've been exercising your parenting time. That's not an issue in this court's opinion. The child support is based upon a formula, black and white formula, your income. My understanding, it's based upon your new income, not your former income, but your current income. Is that correct, Ms. Plaid? You ran these numbers on his current income, and
I
it's
did,
about
Your Honor.
$48,000 a year.
I did, Your Honor.
And if
Sir,
in
may I
fact,
say something real quick?
if Ms. Obeski worked, then there'd be childcare costs, and that would be a part of the calculation. You have to contribute to those childcare costs.
Sir,
And sometimes
with
the
all due
childcare
respect,
costs are pretty significant.
I would rather pay the child to have, instead of her not working. We both should be working. So if I have to pay the child support or for the kids to be in daycare, then it is what it is. But at least I know she's working. But here I am almost going double to pay a woman that doesn't even work. And I'm literally going to, sir, if I have to pay $1,100 a month, it will break me. It will destroy me. I will once again have to look for another job, and there goes me getting behind again because I can't make the payments. I'm going to literally have to find another job because I do not work enough overtime here to survive if this is the case. I just don't understand how it can double.
Well, because of the fact it's not been reviewed in so long. Mr. Pratt, if the court imputed minimum wage to Ms. Sobeski, how much difference would that make? Then, of course, we don't know what the childcare costs are.
Sir,
the court has the authority to impute minimum wage to her. Is that correct?
The court can do that, Your Honor, but again, yes, we could do that both ways. We could also make sure we imputed any childcare that we may assume. The problem that you're going to have is that it's likely to be more because the childcare will be higher if we were to impute an amount for her.
So who's the childcare for?
So that's the court's final analysis too, Mr. Grace. The childcare costs added in, even if we imputed minimum wage to her, you could be looking at more than $1,103. So this is based upon there's a child support formula set by the state of Michigan, and this is based upon the formula. So at this point in time, the court appreciates your position. I understand it. You can have an attorney review the figures. You can review all the calculations, and I think you will agree with this calculation. But this does not mean you're not a good father, Mr. Grace. Obviously, you're active in your children's life.
How is someone? I mean, if you guys do the math, I make $840 a week. Okay, if you guys are taking $1,100 from me, how is anybody looking for support with me? Like, if I can't, I'm not going to be able to support my kids if I can't support myself. And Your Honor, I was making the same amount that I was making 4 years ago. So I don't understand how it's up more when I'm making less, because I was working. That's all overtime. Everything it was all overtime, and I'm working none.
And this calculation is based upon your current employment, not your former employment. It's based upon your current income.
I was making more at my former employment. You see what I'm saying? I was making more.
Your Honor,
calculation. Mr. Pratt,
at the request of the court, if I put mom in at minimum wage and $800 a month in childcare, which is probably a low estimate, the support goes up to $1,504. Just so you're aware.
But who's the daycare for?
For the children.
They go to
mom's
school.
Got to work. Somebody's got to watch the children.
They go to school and she has a husband.
Okay. Well, but then they need latchkey after school in the summertime.
There's two parents in the household.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're 11 and 7.
Yeah, it might be well worth it to invest in an attorney. Just have an attorney consult for this limited issue of child support. Have him run the figures if he knows the Michigan child support guidelines, Mr. Grace.
Well, why would
you rely upon the firm of the court?
This is what you guys ran, and it's 1103. Why would it change if I get a lawyer? That's just more money that I have to spend in the broker I get.
Because you can confirm with the lawyer that this is a very good recommendation. That's what you can confirm.
I already
And
know
then
what's
if
in
we,
the, yeah, I already know.
if the
I
court
either go
of-
with 1103 or I get screwed at the 1500. So I'm in a win-lose-lose situation. It just makes zero sense to me how somebody can sit at home and do nothing, do absolutely nothing, dress my kids like slobs, make them. It's horrible, man.
Right, Mr.
They come
Grace,
home and tell me
Mr.
so. I
Grace.
just,
Okay, Mr. Grace, this is what we'll do. Let's give it, I'm gonna put minimum wage to her and we'll add in childcare costs. Mr. Pratt saying it's about $800, that's average. And
no, we'll keep it at
you
the
want to pay
1103.
1,500? Mr. Grace, do you want to keep arguing about this? Because it's gonna go up, I can guarantee you that.
No, we'll keep it at the 1103. I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna win,
Right.
so it is what it is.
But you
It's
can
just-
talk to an
it's-
attorney to say whether or not this is on base. I think the attorney will confirm with you that this is a reasonable and appropriate amount of child support. So the court's gonna adopt the recommendation. That will conclude this hearing. You can both zoom out. If your income drops, Mr. Grace, you can always file a motion to modify and reduce your support obligation.
So I mean, in all honesty, I'm better off quitting my job and saying I have no job. I mean, in all honesty, and working under the table like all these other deadbeat dads do.
I'm here and I'm being very polite with you.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Camacho, who was placed on community supervision in 2022 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams on May 1st, 2023 for a term of 4 years. Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Your Honor, it's Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas. It's violated condition number 4 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Guillermo Camacho, the then and mayor, failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of June and July 2023 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
That's true, ma'am.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you to 4 years in prison and up to $1,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
No, Your Honor, there is a state recommendation and a defense recommendation.
All right, state, what are you recommending?
Your Honor, we're recommending a drug court evaluation in custody. And if he's not accepted into the drug court program, then state ISF cognitive tract treatment.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, in this case, Mr. Camacho attempted to contact his probation officer, but wasn't able. And then he ran into some health issues with his mother, Judge. And as the court is very well aware, these issues snowball. And once they know there's a warrant, they don't report. Mr. Camacho also has expressed regret in this. He accepts responsibility, Judge. We're asking for intensive outpatient treatment program with a 0 tolerance, Your Honor.
All right, so outpatient treatment is off the table. All right. So we're at the point of, Mr. Camacho, I want you to hear me. We're at the point of whether or not I'm going to revoke you or not. You
Yes,
understand? Because I know that I tell everybody if there's an issue with probation, they can always come to the court and address that. The not reporting is an issue. Probation, what are you requesting?
I request the drug court evaluation in custody, and if not, and a tap in custody. And at that point, we can, depending on the results, bring them back to court or state ISF.
All right. And is there something you would like to say?
I know I
Want to
can.
raise your right hand? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record. All right, what would you like to say?
I would just like to say that I tried calling my probation officer. My mom, till this day, till right now, she's very sick and she's still in Mexico. All I beg for you, I know I can finish this program and
So did you go to Mexico?
No, my mom, but I know I messed up, but I'm here in front of you, ma'am. I know I can finish this if granted, but I don't think I have a problem to go to a program ISF. I don't.
You have a problem with not reporting?
The only thing, yes, I understand that, but I'm asking you, all due respect, man. I can finish this, and I'm here in front of you. I can do this, and that was the only mistake I made.
No, those were choices you made.
Exactly, and consequences come with the choices I make. And I'm here, and I'm being very polite with you.
So this is what I want you to understand. You were placed on probation May 2023, right? I gave you conditions May 2023. I know that I asked you if there was anything else you needed from the court. If there was, I would have gave it to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And based upon the conditions that I set for you were based upon what you told me, right?
Yeah.
And I know that I told you to do 90 sober meetings in 90 days because there was an issue.
Yes, ma'am.
So what did you do? May, I placed you on probation, right? Then, according to the violation that you just pled true to, you get out of custody in June 2023, no reporting. July 2023, no reporting. So when and where were you arrested? Or did you turn yourself in?
No, they went and picked me up
From where?
from a couple of streets where I live from. I wasn't hiding.
Okay.
I wasn't hiding, man. I'm just like, I know I can do this. And I'm looking at you straight in the eye. Give me a chance, man.
Oh, I am going to give you a chance. I'm not going to revoke you unless you want to be revoked, but I'm going to give you some choices, okay? So are there any questions before I give him his choices?
No.
All right, here are your choices. Your underlying sentence is 4 years prison. I'm going to give you a choice. You can either be continued on probation. You're going to remain in custody for a drug court evaluation. Drug court is very quick. Your evaluation will probably take place this week. If they have room for you, they'll probably place you in their program. If they don't have room for you, they're not going to place you in the program. Or you're going to go to ISF. Or if you want, I can revoke you, give you 3 years. You do your 3 years, you'll be done. You'll probably be out before the 3 years are up. That's the one thing that you can listen. I used to always tell my clients, please do not listen to inmates at the jail because they're not attorneys. But one thing inmates at the jail can tell you that is true. They can tell you when they're catching chain to go to prison or wherever they're going. And they can tell you how much time people are actually doing at the prison. Those are two things you can trust that inmates tell you. Everything else, I went to the law library and this is what I did. No, but those two things normally were true. So which would you prefer? I can continue you. You're going to go to custody. You're going to remain in custody till you're reviewed for felony drug court. Felony drug court will probably see you this week, make a decision on you this week. If they decide they don't have room or if that you're not a good candidate for that, then you go into ISF or you can go to prison for 3 years. Which would you prefer?
I can do this.
All right. This is what I'll do. Then I'll deny the motion, alter and amend conditions to include a referral to felony drug court. And did you do the 90 sober meetings? So what have you done on probation?
Worried about my mother.
No. So that means you've done nothing on probation, right?
Ma'am.
And let me just tell you, you say you're worried about your mom,
Yes, ma'am.
but not doing your probation is making her worry. Now she's worried probably about whether her son is going to prison. You understand? So it's going to be ISF cognitive if not accepted into felony drug court. And this is to take place in custody. All right. And probation, did you all have a chance to do the gang evaluation?
No, Your Honor.
All
I
right.
never went to my house, man. Like you remember you had put
Hmm?
you had said that the gang evaluation, they never went to the house too.
We need a good address.
All right. So
That's it.
they need it from you. But
Okay.
here's the thing. You are on probation. You got to be proactive, right? It's the same thing when you're trying to get a job, when people sit around and saying, what I put in my application, I'm waiting for them to call me. You need to pick up the phone and call somebody. And all you had to do, if probation wasn't contacting you, was walk into this courtroom and say, hey, I've been trying to get in touch with probation. There's a probation officer right there. And you know what I would have done? I would have said, let's pick up the phone and call that probation officer. Problem solved. But instead, what did you do? You didn't report for 2 months. Basically, you haven't reported since May of 2023. And here we are in 2024. You're going to have to do better. You're looking at 4 years in prison. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you. Anything else you need from the court?
Thank you.
So wait a minute. I want this on the record. If there's an issue with probation and you feel like they're not addressing it, you can come to the court. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
If you are new to my channel, please subscribe as I edit these cases and remove all of the mundane, boring, repetitive stuff. And I even remove the silences, so you get only the juicy bits, which I think are always the best bits. Are looking for another episode that has all the boring stuff cut out and gives you just the good stuff, then here a couple that may interest you. Enjoy